Welcome to RVing in New England, the nation's only forum that puts you on stage with some of the biggest names in the RV industry. And now your hosts, John DePietro and Bob Zagami.
You know, I've got to have that change. I've got to talk to the technical team and have them say, your host, Bob Zagami and John DePietro. It's
no,
only
Bob.
Bob before John.
No way. Because they did it by intelligence, stage presence, personality, and youngness. Youth.
Well, then I want them to do it.
Say youth.
I think they should do it on good looks.
I'd still come out first.
It's RVing it's Wednesday night, and it's RVing in New England. And John and I are on assignment, so we are not in New England tonight, but we have dedicated our time and made room in our schedule for our great fans and what we're going to do tonight. And we already got a couple jumping on there. Dante, good evening, guys. Dante's up in Windham, Maine. Don Hawes, he's with the National RV Technical, he's an inspector down there.
He's on time.
Camper. Hey, guys, I am on time. There you go, see?
He's in Texas.
Tell them about our guest tonight. This is going to be a fun show. Not that they all aren't, but we have so much to squeeze into 60 minutes.
Yeah, there's so much going on. And you know what? There is so much going on in the RV and camping lifestyle that we've got a special guest. He comes all the way from Texas. Oh, I get so choked up when I talk about Texas. He comes all the way from Texas. And you know what? He's kind of our boss, Bob, because we've alluded to the other show that we do on the RV Life Network. It's called the Camper Report Show. And why don't we bring him up? Let's have a drum roll. Do we have any sound effects?
Can you hear that?
Drum roll. Let's give a fine New England welcome to Andy Robinowitz. Andy,
welcome.
Right.
We had you on. Actually, one of the reasons that we hooked up with Andy for the Camper Report Show was we had him on the show back in early 2020 to talk about it, and the show went so well for all three of us. He called up and said, I'd like you guys to do a show on my network. What is it, DePietro? What is it?
Andy told me, he said, the truth of the matter is, DePietro, you impressed me so much that even with Zagami dragging you down, I still think you could do a good show. So he came to me and I said, you know what, we can, I don't know, maybe give 10% of the credit to Zagami and 5% of the money. And let's run with the show. And Andy, it's, you know what, we're celebrating actually our 1 year anniversary this week with the Camp Report Show. So
we taped, we have a special show. We taped that earlier today, and that will be airing on Friday, and that's the 1 year anniversary, our 52nd. Imagine how quick, we talk about how quickly the show goes from 7 to 8, and think about how quickly a year goes.
We haven't given Andy a chance to say a word yet.
I know. You're telling you were in the intro and you let it get away from you.
You're the one complaining about. And Andy, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And you guys are doing a great job with the Camper Report Show. It's fun to see you guys on there. And I know we have a lot of happy viewers that enjoy it.
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate the opportunity to do it. But you know what? Let's not talk about Camper Report Show right now. Let's talk about RV life and what it is. And, not just RV life, but RV Life Pro. And then after you give us an elevator pitch of what that is, I know Bob wants to go take a look at the comments that our live studio audience. Andy, you're not aware of this, but we are in an arena in an undisclosed location and have a live audience with us right there on the right. And you can see the comments that they're making. Most of them are pro me, and they put up with Bob. But give us that elevator pitch.
Some of them. Mark Polk from RV Education 101. Hello, Mark.
And we're going to let him give the elevator pitch.
I'm going to. But I'm going to congratulate Mark and Dawn because today is their wedding anniversary. I didn't get a chance to do a graphic, but happy anniversary to Dawn and Mark Polk.
Yeah, but you should also. Mark was smart. he married Dawn 2 days or 3 days after her birthday, so he only has to take her out to eat once.
That is a very smart man. You're right.
And
All right, so go ahead, Andy. We'll come back to the comments because they're hot and heavy over there. Hello. Oh, Don is there. Hey, gentlemen. Don, there's 2 gentlemen and DePietro on here. So, Andy, give us your elevator pitch.
Okay. Well, all right. So RV Life is basically a platform that allows RVers to easily research campgrounds, plan a trip, and then execute that trip. It all starts with campground reviews. I saw Jerry's comment over there that campground reviews is one of his go-to sites for trip planning, as well as RV Trip Wizard. And so we have all this great data in campground reviews. It's 20 years old, has hundreds of thousands of reviews, and the reviews themselves are much more detailed than most other sites, all with specific details that are pertinent to RVers. We take that data and then we put it into RV Trip Wizard, which is a trip planning tool and allows you to filter and find campgrounds along your route. It also provides RV safe specific routing based on the height, weight, and length of your RV. But
why is that important about RV safe routing? Why is that super important to not depend upon your GPS on Google Maps on your phone?
Right. So Google Maps and Waze will obviously give you a great routing, but the problem is it's for cars. And so if you've got a rig that's potentially going to have clearance issues, then the height is important to make sure you don't end up trying to get under a railroad track that's too low. If you have a big rig that's really heavy, there's bridges that you can't cross because they can't handle that weight. And the length of the RV matters as well. So there's some, for example, if you have a really long rig, a U-turn might not be smart. So it'll take you left around a block, left, and left, and navigate you back. And so that both RV safe routing is available both through RV Trip Wizard and through our app, which basically turns your phone into an RV safe GPS. So no need really to buy a Garmin or your own dedicated hardware, clutter up your dash, and
I'm like a NASCAR driver. You notice that?
Yeah. You're not bashful,
NASCAR drivers after they have that Coke. They go like that. They're not even drinking.
Right. Yeah, they have Pepsi inside it, one or the other. Let me tell our viewers, Andy has been nice enough to provide us with 10 RV Life Pro apps, and we are going to give them away, not during the show, but we'll count up the winners after the show. It's got a retail value of $49, but as you can see now, they've combined everything, the RV Life Pro in the Pro, RV Safe GPS, the RV Trip Wizard, Maintain My RV, and Campground Reviews, right? Campground Reviews in there too, right, Andy?
Yeah, on Campground Reviews, you don't see any ads, and we're going to try and get that rolled out across the network at some point. So
here's what we are going to do. Like we did with the solar battery packs from GoPower, every 10th comment is going to be a winner. However, we're adding a disclaimer this time because last time some of you, in your haste and your desire to have such a wonderful gift, just put in pick me, or I hope this is it. So we will calculate the 10th one, but we will not count any that are blatant, please pick me, or give me this, or I want that. Do a comment, ask a question, talk about one of the apps, and every 10th, and we have 10 of these, so we get obviously room for 100 comments, and we will put that out. Did you have something to add to that?
Let's clarify that, yeah. And if anybody says, I love John DePietro, that qualifies as an appropriate comment.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Now, are we doing, this said that graphic that you had up had 7 day. Andy, It's longer than that, right?
Oh, looks like it's taken from our website. So whoever wins these, will basically have access for a year for free. Normally we offer a 7-day trial.
You just went from 7 days to a year?
No, but on that graphic you have from our website, that's our normal offer that any RVer goes there can get a 7-day free trial.
So we're giving them 1 year free. 1 year free. No, we don't charge the credit card and all that other stuff, and then give it back to them in, plastic water bottles that are worth a penny each, right?
That's right. We can get them free access.
All right, let me quickly go back. We left off at Mark Polk. Sandy Ellingson is on, and Sandy is working with Andy and Patrick on the Albuquerque Balloon
Let's
Festival.
talk about that.
I want to ask the audience a question first. So if any of you have been to the Albuquerque Balloon Festival, Sandy is running the project, and RV Life is sponsoring the RV parking lots out there. So if you want to have a question for Sandy, you can put that in. But if somebody's been to that great festival, let us know. Walter Swenson, Evening All from Normandy Farms, and Walter is down at Normandy Farms. So
why is Walter there, Bob?
Yeah, if you still have not made your reservations, coming up this weekend, the Northeast Region Camping Charity down at Normandy Farms, starting on September 17th, which is just 2 days away. So the hardworking Walter is down there doing it. And if you can't go down there, you can make a donation to the Northeast Region Camping Charity at haloswish.org, or copy that. I'll put that link in there live for you to make a donation.
And Bob, who's going to be there live on Saturday signing autographs?
The B team. I was unavailable. Usually I'm unavailable in September because of my busy schedule, my personal appearances, signing autographs at Walmart. I'm a very busy man, John. However, you have been so kind the past 5 years to fill in and go down there and grace them with your presence.
Right.
How's that?
No, Bob, well, let's go a little further. I'm told that Andy has some real cool RV Life Pro red T-shirts. Maybe Andy can express mail them from Florida. Maybe 5 of them, Andy, that we can give them out as door prizes or something. You think we could do that?
Sure thing. That's not a problem.
I'll get you my UPS shipping address.
But are you going to send them to your house, or you want to send them to the campground?
No, we'll get them. We'll get them.
Well, yeah,
send
we're
them
not
to me.
We're not getting home till tomorrow, and you're going. You're going down Friday.
Right. Yeah. Don't worry about that. I'll.
So we'll work with Andy on that.
I know a place to get them tomorrow.
We'll get.
I know a place to get them tomorrow.
So you can raffle them off down there.
They're real cool shirts.
Yep. Gabriel Winston is on. Good evening, Gabriel. Jerry Plant. Good evening from Cape Cod. Lisa is on. Lisa, I got your email. I'll look for another place for breakfast or dinner or lunch or whatever, but I got your email and we'll get together next week sometime. Eileen Hubbard. Hi, Andy. She must be a member of your fan club.
Yeah, she's our editor-in-chief. So apparently somebody posted a link on our internal communication so they could embarrass me.
Eileen was formerly...
Not they embarrassed me embarrassed them.
We can say what her previous background was, right?
Yeah.
Eileen was with camping, Trailer Life editor. And Andy, you tell what it was. I don't know her exact title. I've heard her name. I've not met her in person, but thank you very much for joining, Eileen. Tell us what she did before.
Eileen's been a wonderful gift to our company. She is our editor-in-chief. Previously, she was the editor-in-chief of Motorhome Magazine and Trailer Life. And she had a really long, nice career over at, Affinity Group, Good Sam.
But Andy,
working with them in lots of different areas.
You're making her sound old if you said she had a long career. And
no, she was there for a nice run, and we're super lucky that she joined our team and she fits in great. And so we're just happy as can be to have her. She's been with us, I think, maybe since April, somewhere around there. So it's been great.
Yeah,
she has to put up with that.
We have
so-
Shannon, one of our software developers, in here as well. So it's nice to see some of the team in here.
Andy, you know, they may have taken the day off, and they knew you were going to be on tonight, so they said, well, we might as well make it look like we're still working.
John, how many people do you pay to put good comments up about you?
Oh, was one of my relatives here?
Ventures and Couple. I love John DePietro.
Oh, because they listened to what I said before. Now, where did we meet Venturesome Couple? Oh, we met them at Alliance.
Yes,
they're the people who were from Alaska.
That's right.
And they're full timing.
Chris
Their
and
Alliance.
Chris and I know it was Chris.
Yep.
Yeah,
sold their house. Oh, they sold the house in Alaska. Just started full time. Yeah. We met them.
Yep.
They were on our show 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When we were out at Alliance.
When we did the Alliance live show. Yep.
Yep.
Sandy Ellingson wants to know who's coming to our party, meaning the Balloon Festival. Maria's on tonight. Have not been to the Balloon Festival, but it's on our list. Maria, I don't want to shock you. It's on everybody's list. Everybody wants to go to Albuquerque. But now you have a chance to go this year because Sandy's running it and Sandy's doing all the sponsorship stuff for RV Life. And you can meet all those great people out there. And wait a minute.
Maybe while I continue to carry the show, you can email a link or put the link up for Sandy and she can join us just to show Andy that he's not any more technically savvy than we are.
All right, Sandy.
If she's dressed appropriately.
Okay, well, we don't have to get into that, but.
Well, we do if she gets.
All right, so Chris and his wife, I Love Balloons. We have not been there yet. It's on our to-go places list. See, they're a young couple, John. So us old guys and women, we say it's
our clock is ticking a hell of a lot faster.
Ticking, so it's on our bucket list.
Right.
But they're more professional. It's on our to-go places list. Yeah. So that must be how the younger people talk about things they want to do.
Somebody just made a smart guy comment. Frank Palan said, "Why are you not at Normandy?" Well, Frank, I will be in 48 hours. I will be in Normandy Farms, and
right. So
Bob,
Frank,
we got to.
Are you there with Walter?
We got to see his rig. He's got what did he buy? One of those mobile suites.
DRV mobile suites.
Yep. Hopefully he has it fixed by then. Yeah. And
you ever notice when Frank goes out camping?
Sandy's cooking dinner.
The world flocks to Frank's campsite because he cooks. He's a mean cook. I mean, he's got 2 or 3 grills out there, and he just cooks these elaborate meals. I mean, even the last one he posted a couple of weeks ago, they were doing prime rib on the grill. Right?
He's just got all the toys and the equipment and the grills. He doesn't cook a darn thing. He has all these other people that know how to cook. They come over and use his grill, and he says, "Okay, I'll let you use my grill if I can eat." And then he puts pictures on Facebook to make it look like he created it.
All right, Jerry wants you to shut up so that Andy can talk about Trip Wizard. So we should talk about the prime. One quick thing, Lisa asked what's happening at Normandy this week. So you may have missed what I put up there, Sandy, but Lisa, Northeast Region Camping Charity, the former Good Sam clubs in New England, Good Sam in Mass, Good Sam Rhode Island, Maine, and what else? This is their big charity it's a separate charity, not connected with Good Sam, separate charity, but they camp out the end of September for the big family fest. So if you have not made reservations, well, I don't think you have your rig yet, but it's down there. But you could always rent a cabin and go over and do it. And we have a small display of RVs from some of our NERVTA dealers. So Andy, RV Trip Wizard.
Go ahead, Andy.
All right. So RV Trip Wizard is a trip planner specific for RVers. Allows you to put in your starting location and then add different stops along your route. Helps you find out where would be smart places to stop, especially if you're going on a long trip like across the country. Helps you find great campgrounds along your path. The routing is just like in our app where it's RV safe routing. So it'll be, you enter the dimensions, height, weight, and length of your rig. It has all kinds of filters, so you can, view campgrounds based on discount clubs like Passport America or Good Sam, and you can tell it which ones you prefer, 1,000 Trails, stuff like that, or KOA. And it allows you to track costs, organize all your reservations. Some places you might have reservations, other places you might not. It's probably, well, I'm pretty sure it's the most feature-rich RV travel planner available. So it's got pretty much every feature you can think of.
And you know what, Andy?
I've got a video that we can. You want to say something before you run the video, John?
Yeah, and you know what? You can see some of the comments from our audience, our live studio audience, that they use it and they love it. And Sandy brought up something that was very interesting. And a lot of times you think of trip planning, you only think of how many miles it is or how much distance it is and timing and construction. But Sandy said that she works from the road. I use RV Trip Wizard to track all my expenses and actually validate where I went to work. Now, interesting, because so many more people in the past year, because of COVID, now can work from the road, they should be tracking the difference between their personal use and their business use. And I'm guessing that this allows a user to do it. Is that right, Andy?
Yes. Yeah. Well, you would just set up different. I wouldn't put them on the same trip because it's going to calculate your total trip costs all together. So if you wanted to use it to separate business from personal, you'd probably want to have those each located in their own trip, which would work.
Okay. So Sandy, you're wrong.
Well, no, she's still using it. She might use it only for business trips, and therefore all the data inside is related to business. It's not quite those driving apps where it shows you all your individual drives and you move some to personal and some to business. But yeah, it's basically just a very flexible tool, and people use it in all kinds of different ways. So for Sandy, she's got her use with tracking business expenses, and other people get down to every single expense of their trip. And so they really know what their costs are. I mean, you can set in there how much you're going to spend per day in food, how much you're going to spend per day in fuel, and
budget beforehand.
Yes. Yeah. So you can basically set your default budget, but then if you're at, a location, maybe you're near New York and it's more like Manhattan, it's more expensive. And so you can also change that on day to day and put in your actual camping costs for the campgrounds. And so if you do put on all that information in there, it'll actually kick out some pretty decent,
amazing data
for you to understand, your expenses.
Now, Bob, as Jay Leno would say, why don't we just go to the video?
Well, Janet Humphrey says she tracks her reservation details with each step. Before we do that, Andy, could you talk to, you explained this to us at breakfast this morning. In the past, you had your individual apps that people would have, and they pay for this, they pay for that. And as you surveyed your own customers, because you interact with them frequently, you decided to change that whole process. And that's why you have RV Life Pro. But explain that process and why it's such a significant benefit for RVers now.
Okay, so a lot of these tools are things that we acquired over time. So we bought RV Trip Wizard from this gentleman named Richard out of Florida, great guy, and it was $29 a year. And then we bought Maintain My RV from another fella, and it was $29 a year. And then we bought, we had our app, and it was $39 a year. Those are, I forgot exactly what they all were, but basically they all had a price. And
nickel and diming.
It was like nickel and diming our customers, and they would buy one but not the other. But really, it's when all of them work together that you get the best experience. So I guess it was last spring we went away from that individual product model to just it's all included. And so now for one price, you get RV Trip Wizard, the app, and turning your phone into an RV Safe GPS. And you also get access to the maintenance tracker and no ads on campground reviews. And our goal is to just keep adding more value in there for our customers. And we're seeing adoptions of all the different tools increase, now that everybody has access to everything. So, the idea is that you can research it, plan it, and then execute your trip, all within the same suite of tools.
All right, let's run the video that consumers have been looking at here. That's
Cool.
That's everything there in a nutshell. So let me go back because we're probably way behind. I'm going to go back
Go back in these comments all the way back to Dawn and Pat Hawes. RV Trip Wizard is our go-to for planning. Want to go back there?
I think I did that. Let's go back to Chris again, and he says, "This sounds amazing. We have a huge toy hauler and could definitely use this amazing RV Trip Wizard program." So we'll get you there, and maybe you'll win one, Chris. If folks if they came in late, we are going to give away not throughout the program, but after the program, 10 one-year subscriptions, if you will, to RV Life Pro. We're going to do every 10th comment. However, you cannot put in there, if you put anything in there to benefit your own, like pick me or I need this, if you put a comment, a real comment about the product, about the show, about John DePietro, Bob Zagami, whatever, and you can put one in about Bernie. Andy, when our fans, our fans are so loyal to us. I think we talked about this at breakfast, but
this is where Zagami's ADD kicks in. Go ahead, Bob.
When they show up late and come in, they apologize because they know they've inconvenienced John and I. So Bernie, I know you're probably very busy selling your campers up there at Campers Inn, but you have to find time for the program, and we'll let you go this time. But being a half hour late, being a half hour late, you're getting into the Kessler. Rick Kessler, exactly. That's a Rick Kessler move, and I saw him today, and I spoke to him about his lateness. Sandy does that. Sandy,
Bob, go to Walter Swenson at 7:19. Want me to just read it? I am a planner, as Bob and John know. No, Walter is going on a giant trip next. We might have said this today, Andy.
We talked to him about it today. Yeah,
a giant trip next year. He's been planning for 2 years. Walter is a guy that will plan. He will travel 217.4 miles a day to take him 4 hours, 6 minutes, and 31 seconds. Okay. And then when he gets there, he'll say, sorry, we were 17 seconds off after he traveled 200 miles. Now, he did that to Florida and wanted to drive 907 miles. And look, I drive 300 miles a day. That's it, at the most. Walter drives 900 and then is upset that he was 18 minutes late. Okay.
Now, Walter, you'll want to join Andy's fan club because I won't embarrass him with the stories that he told us this morning. But let's just say that he is extremely detailed, loves to document everything on a spreadsheet, and knows exactly what he does, when he does it, how much it costs, and what have you. So other than that, I won't embarrass him, but he must have gone to the same school as Walter.
I think they're brothers.
They must be. They must.
Brothers
Be.
from.
But imagine finding two people in the world that are like that.
Spreadsheet kings.
There you
So
go.
Janet Humphrey said, okay, we said that, Janet. Sandy is work from the road. Maria, we love RV Trip Wizard for planning our trips. Sandy, the ability to put a radius for how far. Andy, talk about that for a minute, because I don't think nobody knows what you mean by a radius.
That's one of my favorite features. I love that feature.
Yeah, so the radius, basically you just go into the settings and you tell it how far you want to drive per day, and you set an inner radius, an outer radius, or an inner distance and an outer distance. And then you can also set a middle one if you want. And then you look at the road where the path is taking you, and you can see the campgrounds along your path that are between the circles, and it helps you find campgrounds that, you know, you want to consider because they're close to where you're headed that day.
It should be said that Zagami uses RV Trip Wizard all the time in his park model.
Right. I use it. I use the radius feature to see if I want to go to the steakhouse or to the fried seafood place, and how long it's going to take me to drive there in my car. You know, but it's a nice. See, even Jerry likes it. He calls it the circle. Best feature is the circle. I mean, that, you know, people should get used and familiar with that one, because that is an amazing feature.
Best feature is a circle. Yep.
Yeah, we have another one that if you're, I forgot the gentleman's name who has the great taste in being analytical, but there's another feature on.
Who said it was great taste?
Well, he compared him to me. No, so we do have another feature. We have it. It's called the advanced circle, or advanced driving radius, and it will actually take into account how long it takes to drive around like an obstacle. Like there could be a lake, but to get around it takes a long time, so you can't actually go as far. And so it actually, or if you're on an interstate highway, you can travel at a faster pace than a small local road. And so it doesn't just show you a circle, but it shows you if you want to travel 3 hours today, here's how far you can get in any given direction based on the speed of that road, or having to drive around a lake or a bay or something like that.
Well, that's
interesting.
That's a very important feature, though, because a lot of programs, not necessarily travel programs, but programs that offer a radius circle, that's as the bird flies.
Right.
The enhancements that you have made
Bob,
is
crow.
As the RVers drive, right?
As the crow flies, Bob.
Yeah. The
crow, not the bird.
I thought the crow was a bird.
Yeah, but let's be more specific instead of generic. And as we continue our conversation here, I track my reservation. That looking forward to using this for our future trips. We like to budget. They're just trying to get a freebie. This is very interesting and a really.
That's a valid comment, though. That's a very. Who said that? That's a very smart person.
Venturesome couple, my friends from Canada. Now, Andy, to show you how technical they are, when we were at the Alliance rally a few weeks ago, Mrs. Venturesome raised her hand and said that my husband's too tall and he can't brush his teeth in the sink in the bathroom in their Alliance Valor. I think they have a Valor.
The Valor toy hauler.
Yeah, the toy hauler. So the cool people at Alliance pulled him aside and said, you know what, show us what you mean. And he's so tall that he can't bend over and brush his teeth without getting toothpaste all over the counter. So they're pretty technical.
Well, they took note of that too.
Right. Yep. Gabriel Wilson, do you have any tools in the application that can find any campground openings in the area you are traveling, or any last minute deals? Thank you.
Not at this time, unfortunately. So we do not connect into real-time feeds from the campgrounds. Most of them are all on different reservation platforms, and that's just a difficult thing to do at the moment.
And Randall Murray, who was our guest last week here on the show, is evidently down in Hershey. And he says, I think he's at a chocolate factory tour.
Or he could be buying, chocolate for his daughter and for Halloween, and for all the little kids that come out in Vermont in Halloween. a question. I don't see Randy's comment. What time is it? What time was
Which one? Which comment?
Okay. Randy's comment. Good evening.
Oh, it came in at
Hey, Randy, I went around
7:28.
I saw. I got it. Didn't I just put up there? I covered the grounds about 3 times today, and I couldn't find you guys. So would you tell me where you are? So we're only going to be here till about noontime tomorrow.
Bob, we're at an undisclosed location. Remember,
we're at an undisclosed location, but just
right.
Tell me where you are at this undisclosed location. Okay.
And Jim Conboy says evenings from Normandy Farms. I'll see him in 2 nights.
Jim Conboy,
Bernie Colleton says handsome gentleman. Bernie says, okay, he doesn't mean that. He means gentleman, and he would be referring to me. Mm-hmm. Jerry Plant has a legitimate.
Jump off Jim. Let's tell people why he's at Normandy Farms. He is one of the sponsors of the program, New England RV Roof.
Yep.
And not only will he address roof issues with the 150 members of the Northeast Region Camping Charity who will be there, everybody camping at Normandy Farms this weekend will have accessibility to the RV display, and that includes Jim and New England RV Roof. So if you are going to be at Normandy Farms, and if your roof leaks, especially after this year, stop in and see Jim and Chris. And I don't know if both of them will be there. Usually they are. Jim, is it going to be just you, or is it you and Chris?
Kurt.
Kurt.
Yeah.
I got Benjamin Couple on my mind.
And
you're bringing 1 or 2 of your mock-ups to show people how the roof system works. Jerry, seamless integration. Okay, where are you? Jerry, seamless integration from RV Trip Wizard to Campground Reviews is very useful. Yes. Okay.
Venturesome couple. John and Bob are awesome. The reason I love them is because they got it in the right order.
Yep, John and Bob. Yeah. But I think you're paying people to say nice things about you. Because, if you look at it, the only place we hear people say nice things about you is on the show.
Well, I pay them.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So what did Chris say? We are bummed that we can't go to the Hershey RV show. Okay. So let's Sandy says I missed Hershey because of the balloon festival. Oh, she's blaming it on the balloon festival, Andy. And in some way then blaming it on you because you've got her working on the balloon festival. So you're the reason you're not in Hershey. Hey, Sandy, the guy pays the bills. Watch out.
Hey, Bob, maybe now before we see that at 7:55, maybe we should introduce the 3rd member of the Camper Report Show, Mr. Patrick Buchanan.
I can do that, who was tied up today, but our erstwhile correspondent, John DePietro, never to miss an interview or an opportunity.
What kind of correspondent?
Erstwhile.
What the hell was that?
I know it's a big word. I don't have time to explain to you what it means.
Andy, do you know what erstwhile means?
No.
Hopefully it means good.
I do. Someday I'll tell you. So let's introduce. This is.
Let's let Andy do it.
Huh?
Let's let Andy do it. He's Patrick works for Andy.
All right, but this is the same thing that you told us was going to be a Pulitzer Prize award-winning video. So Andy, introduce the next video.
Is this the
interview with Patrick?
Oh, okay. All right. Well, this is going to be a special one then because he's a gem. Stay tuned right now and you get to watch a great interview with Patrick Buchanan, who is our industry liaison and helps with all kinds of great stuff at RV Life. And
he is an RVer with a 43-foot diesel pusher, and he knows all about this stuff, and he was an RVer long before he joined RV Life. So without further ado, do I have to explain that word to you too, DePietro?
Hey everybody, it's John DePietro, and as Bob mentioned, I'm here with our good friend Patrick Buchanan, who's also part of the RV Life team with Andy and so many other people. But we wanted to give Patrick an opportunity to say hello to friends and fans and campers from New England not necessarily in New England, but emanating from New England. And Patrick, tell everybody what you do at RV Life, because it's such a multifaceted organization.
Yeah, thanks, John. My official title is the Industry Liaison,
which means nothing. But tell us what that means.
It's a great vanilla title that sounds better than Jack of all trades.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So it's more professional sounding than Jack of all trades, but it is it is literally that. It can be anything from managing shows and trade shows and appearances, helping YouTubers get in front of RVers, producing shows, writing content, helping vendors get their product and their word out in front of the RVing audience. Of course, we own Campground Reviews and IRV2, and there's always different iterations of tasks that go on in there, whether it's helping campgrounds get signed up for campground reviews properly, or getting vendors involved with the process at IRV2. Just hands-on, almost anything and everything to just continue to get the RV Life message out there in front of RVers.
Yep. And with the enormous growth of camping, let alone RVing, but camping with backpacking and tenting and that type of thing, the time has never been better for people to really look into what RV Life has to offer, because there's really something for everyone, whether it's trip planning with RV Trip Wizard,
right,
or the individual forums such as Forest River, such as Jayco, such as Dutchman, such as Winnebago. Regardless of the type of unit that you might own, there is a forum. Well, tell us what a forum is, Patrick, because a lot of people, they get so much information from the internet, but not all of it is reliable information.
No, it's not. And I think I have to revise my numbers. I think I used to say it was 98% of all RVers end up on one of our sites at one time or another. It's got to be 100% now with everything we have going on. But a forum is an alternative to social media and I guess in its way it's its own form of social media, an early form of social media. But a forum is a knowledge base of enthusiasts that share data and information and help you with questions you can't answer. Where's the black tank pole on my 2007 Bounder, or what type of generator should my whatever have?
Who to give you a better answer than somebody who owns
Absolutely.
the same type of unit as you, because it's not always easy. I mean, look at you've got a big diesel pusher motorhome, and in your information packet you probably have 25 different manuals. One for the microwave, one for the refrigerator, one for the TV. But you ask a question and an owner of the same unit gets back to you, and they're not selling you anything, right?
That's correct. And I'll get on there, of course, and periodically, and somebody will have a slide that's stuck open or doesn't understand how to close it or whatever. You'll get real RVers with, like you said, the same RVers and the same products that can answer that really quickly. Whereas if you post that same question on Facebook, you're likely to get just creamed with horrible answers. Why don't you read the manual? Snarky comments like, I prefer tents. Well, that wasn't the question, and you really get beat down. And so much so now that we see folks start their questions with, please don't beat up on me. I need to ask this question.
Yep.
Why? Why put yourself through that? Go to a forum. Respected, moderated, real answers to real questions. Needless to say, that's a passion point for me, is that whole process. So, whether, as John alluded to, we have trip planning. If you're not a trip planner, you're more of a wing it. We've got apps for that. You can use the RV Life app and just kind of pick a campground and go. If you want to plan a big trip, we've got Trip Wizard. If you want to learn about your RV, or you have questions, how do most people dump the black tank or whatever, go to irv2.com. If you're a Winnebago owner or a Keystone owner, we've got forums for those things. Obviously, Campground Reviews has been around 2 decades. Why ask 100 people you don't know what their favorite campground is when you can get 10,000 people on Campground Reviews to
Who've
tell you.
been there.
Yeah, they've
And
been there.
who've
And there's
been there.
pictures, and there's reviews, and there's quality data.
Yeah.
And as you know, when I got into RVing, I researched ad nauseum before I paid big bucks, and I ran across every one of these sites.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into this, is by realizing, look, this is real data with real information and great answers to these hard questions that new RVers have. And RVIA said, 65 million folks are going to RV this year. How many of them are on Facebook asking ridiculous questions and getting more ridiculous answers?
With even more confusion factor building up.
Unbelievable.
Because of that.
And just flat out wrong, bad answers.
Yep.
So
Anyway, we want to thank you so much because we wanted people to know that RV Life and all of its associated products have a vast team of professionals. Patrick is one of them. Patrick is, by the way, did I tell you folks, he's an industry liaison. And once we figured out what an industry, once we figure it out.
I'm liaisoning right now,
That's
John, trust
exactly
me.
right. So, Bob and Andy, back to you.
That was a great interview, and you know, he's got such knowledge of the industry and the things that go on. And you know, as RVers, as most of us are,
I think that's very important to point out that Patrick and Andy both are RVers.
Right.
They're not just people that are employed in the industry. And it's important to note that there are lots of people in the industry that have never owned one, never driven one, never even spent a night in one. Andy, wouldn't you say that's very important?
Yeah. We try to hire RVers whenever possible. And Patrick, he has a lot of domain experience. Like you said, he was actually one of our customers and one of our members, and then noticed he lived nearby and met up. And before you know it, we got the opportunity to work together. So, I think it's, whenever possible, we try to get folks who understand the nuances of RVing, because that's the only way we can translate that into our tools.
Yeah, if you would, Andy, I want to throw up the other chart. I want to kind of extend the conversation a little bit about forums, and for our fans out there, it would be interesting to have your input as to the ones that you like best, and if you use them, and if you don't use them. There's a lot of software changes coming on Andy's programs, but these are some that I think some of you may actually use and not realize that it's part of the RV Life family. So Andy, I'll throw the screen up with some of them, but talk about your communities.
Okay, so you see up there IRV2, it's a large general RV forum, a lot of motorized, big rig members on that site, but really everybody from tent campers all the way up to the biggest diesel pushers are on there. But it's a very big forum. Forest River Forums is very active. Air Forums is for Airstream trailers, and then you can see we have forums on many other brands. Keystone, Jayco, Redwoods is a Keystone product, and basically, when you go to one of these forums, you'll find they're all managed. The moderators on each community are going to be from the specific community. So if you're on our site called Winnie Owners for Winnebago owners, the moderators own Winnebagos. And if you're on Airstream forums, the moderators own Airstreams. And if you're on Forest River forums, the moderators own Forest River products. And so we feel it's very, very important to, be authentic and, allow each community. Each community even has slightly its own vibe and managed slightly, nuanced a little bit differently, according to the personality of each community. And so we think that's really important.
Now, some of these contracted to you by the manufacturers, and you run them for the manufacturers, or are these independent user groups that have gotten together to foster their own relationship between like-minded owners?
So a couple of the forums we have were actually owned by the manufacturer previously. They didn't have the domain experience in managing forums, and they got to be liabilities. So we actually adopted them from the manufacturer and now host them ourselves. Others were started by passionate owners of different brands of RVs or different types of RVs. And over the years, we've made friends with those different forum owners. And usually after some time passes, we get the opportunity to take a step in their shoes and bring that forum into the RV Life network.
And I think it's very safe to say that the reason forums were created in the first place was that it was like-minded people that had similar rigs and experience to that. And some of them, as to the point that Patrick made with his interview with John, some of them were just out of sheer frustration of trying to work with Facebook. I mean, we don't have to supercode it. Nobody loves Facebook. They use Facebook, but nobody loves Facebook. And when you get those snarky remarks and, open up the damn manual, or maybe you shouldn't own an RV, or, people they don't need that kind of aggravation, but a forum to have the ability to talk to, like you say, moderators who own it, they knew it, and they become very familiar. But you're about to announce some changes to your forum software. Do you want to give us a little hint on what you've got coming there?
Yeah, so in the year ahead, hopefully, we'll be able to actually change out the software that powers our forums, and they will be faster, more streamlined, have a really nice aesthetic in the user interface. And so we're looking forward to getting the new software put in place. It's just more modern, like if rather than having to upload an attachment, you can just paste it, you just copy paste it right into the little editor. If you have links, it'll convert the link into a nicely formatted display. And so it basically makes submitting your question easier. And then once we get all of our forum platforms upgraded, then our goal is to basically to integrate them all together into like a feed, so you can see what other RVers are doing near you, or other RVers who have a similar type coach or manufacturer, and see everything kind of brought together in one central way.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, we have so many comments. I hope we can get to them all.
Dante says, I've used RV Life before buying a rig. He's in the process of buying a rig, and he's been on the site and learning from the forums and what they've got to offer there. Maria says, not sure if you've seen my question.
Oh, yeah. She said it'd be nice if you could integrate Harvest Toast into that, but it's another. Andy, you can discuss that.
Well, we would love to. We get recommendations all the time, and Joel's doing a great job running Harvest Host. But unfortunately, like a lot of other platforms or systems in the industry, it's a walled garden, and so their data is not easily accessible for us to put inside of our system. But we're willing. So if they want to work together and make it happen, maybe you can give them a suggestion, and if the time's ever right for us to do that, we will.
Hey, here's a great one. Ryan, aren't you still on vacation? Ryan is an independent mobile rep. He's a member of NERVDA, does a great job for our fans. And
down in the Outer Banks.
He's down in the Outer Banks, right. He's on vacation with his family, but he's got a great point. Do you guys advise of any repair facilities? Because there's such a need now, and it's not a secret. Most of our dealers are looking for technicians. We have a national shortage on technicians. People wait a long time for appointments at the dealerships. They wait a long time for warranties and parts. But Ryan is part of a growing trend of independent mobile reps, highly qualified, certified to industry standards. Is there a place in some of your, and we don't want to put you on the spot. You can say, I'll look into it. I don't know. But how do we make these types of people available through such a vast network? Because give some of the numbers. I mean, you got millions of people that comment on your forums. This isn't just something down at the local bar. I mean, you got the response, you got 1.5 million members, millions of engagement. Where does somebody like Ryan fit into this family of products?
Well, I would definitely take an opportunity to go onto a site like IRV2 and just post and get to know the members. They're fanatically loyal. So once they get to know you and they like you, they will refer you to everybody who's coming through your area. So that's one opportunity. With time, we'd like to find other opportunities. So if somebody's in the area, they can find technicians or other services that they might need nearby, but that's not built yet. But we have acquired a site called RVservicereviews.com. And so I would suggest for him to ask his customers to go ahead and add him to RVservicereviews.com and then go ahead and give him good ratings. We will be incorporating that site into our platform in the years ahead. And so it's got thousands of reviews of thousands of repair facilities across the country. And so that would be a good place to start.
Great.
There we go. You see Walter's suggestion about looking into the Zoom feature?
I did note that, and I think Alex or someone from our team was on here a little while ago. So we should be checking into that. My one recommendation would be that with a scroll wheel, I don't use one, but just make sure you don't scroll too fast. That might that might do it. I don't know. I'm not sure, but we'll have to look into that.
Yep. Now, interesting here. Jerry gave up on forum, but Maria says forums are very helpful. So, and Jerry Plant says, Jerry? Sandy's got a side conversation with Jerry Plant saying, are you calling me lazy, Jerry Plant? And that doesn't count toward the fifth thing. He's probably got a free one anyway.
Just before we close,
right, Andy?
Believe it or not, we're down to about 4 minutes. But those of you that may have joined late or didn't hear, we're giving away 10 copies of RV Life Pro for every 10th comment in the show tonight. But the pick me please, or I really need one of these type comments will be thrown out, and we'll just do it on legitimate comments and questions for what people have to offer. Andy, can you think of anything that we left out other than leaving DePietro out?
Nope.
Boy, that was a one-word answer. You gotta get one-word answer.
How about that for verbose, right? No, y'all did a great job. I mean, we appreciate you, having me on here and helping educate RVers out there about the tools that we have and how they can help them with their journeys.
Yep. Dante says, Bernie, call me tomorrow. I have a question. So side conversations got to be. They don't count toward the contest. Who's Jeff Capron? Do you know Jeff Capron?
Yes, I know Jeff Capron. Yeah, I do.
He's one of your guys.
We've been working together for over a decade. He's a great guy.
I know about De Niro, but
I think they're talking about you.
Nice comment from Don. Excellent guest talking about an awesome product. Great show as always. Thank you, Don. Are you heading back into New England anytime soon? Or you're going to stay down south? Lisa says that was a great show. I never knew of the product. Thanks, Andy, Bob, and Robert De Niro.
That would be me.
Get a new nickname for that. Well, all right, John. Any closing comments?
No, you know what? I think that we're beyond the Walmart wall. We're well beyond the Walmart roadmap atlas, the Rand McNally atlas these days, because you know what? People want answers immediately, and they want them online, and they want them, when they're driving to let them know if they're going off the, Walmart's great, that Rand McNally atlas, but it doesn't tell you if you're in trouble because you have an 11-foot rig and a 9-foot railroad bridge is coming up. So, you know what? Protect your rig, protect your investment, and invest in these programs. And I think that everybody will benefit from it because they're great.
Well, and I would just add on to that, and we talk about it frequently, there is a lot of personal responsibility when you buy an RV. It's a very complicated product. It's handmade, and a lot of people don't read the books. A lot of people don't go to the forums to ask questions, and they are guilty of causing themselves a lot of pain and misery and financial repair. So we like to bring products like this to our fans and make these things available to you, but don't escape the personal responsibility. And if you want to see how that impacts your RV, stop by at Normandy Farms this weekend, talk to Jim Conboy, and let him tell you about all the roofs that he's replaced since he started his business, half of which probably didn't need to be replaced if customers had done their personal preventive maintenance and what have you. All right, Andy Rabinowitz, RV Life, thank you very much. Patrick Buchanan, closing up the booth at the show right now. Thank you, Patrick. Great to have you guys on, and we will see you and everybody else down the road, and we'll give you our closing video.
This edition of RVing in New England was a presentation of the New England RV Dealers Association. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.